up communication with the kids below. Forecasts of monsoon rains are complicating the mission, and it's just too dangerous to try to move the boys just yet. Some reportedly too weak to be able to attempt the dangerous journey to freedom. CNN's Matt Rivers is on the ground there. Matt, give us a sense of the latest.
Yeah, John, what we heard overnight was from the governor actually of Chiang Rai province here in northern Thailand. He came out and basically said, look, in terms of the rescue operations, what they're trying to do now is actually have the kids walk out. We've talked a lot about them swimming out, but what the goal here right now, and again, it's just a goal, we're not sure if it can happen, is to lower the water levels enough in the cave by continuing to pump out millions of gallons of water to actually have them walk out, because swimming or actually having to use scuba gear would of course be extremely dangerous. Right now the weather is holding, it's not raining, but that is going to change. And so what you're seeing here is a very small window of opportunity, John, where authorities are going to have to make the decision. Can they get the water levels down low enough for the boys to walk out? And if they can't, are they going to have them swim out? That would be an incredibly risky proposition.
So, Matt, where are things with the communication lines they've been trying to set up so the boys can speak with their families?
Yeah, as far as we can tell, and we've been here all night long, we have not had any confirmation that the communication lines have been set up. We do know that the boys are in relatively good health. Yes, some are very weak, but we're told they're in pretty good spirits. They were actually asking about the World Cup, according to some reports, but those communication lines haven't been set up quite yet. Of course, there's also there's the morale. They want to talk to their parents, but the other thing is it's an easier way for authorities to get in touch with not only the kids, but also the personnel, the rescuers that are actually in the cave with those kids. It takes a long time to go back and forth between where the kids are and the entrance to the cave. So not only does it help with morale for those kids to get those communication lines set up, but it also helps rescuers keep an eye in a real-time sort of way in terms of what's going on down there.
And Matt, I do understand there at least is some concern about the physical health of at least one or two of the children, including malnutrition?
Yeah, malnutrition is a concern. I mean, you have to figure they were in there for a long time before rescuers were able to give them that kind of food and nutrition that they really needed, but they do have those supplies now. The big concern, though, is how long they're going to be able to stay in there, because the forecast, yes, it's not raining right now, but the forecast is going to change. This is July in Thailand, and this is the rainy season, so it is going to start raining. Those water levels will start rising, and so when we talk about that window of opportunity, this is it. This is when the decisions have to be made, because when it starts raining, as we saw when they first got trapped in the beginning, John, those waters can rise extremely quickly. So now is the time to make a decision.
Some of those rains in the forecast for as soon as Monday. That's why they're watching so carefully. Matt Rivers, great to have you there on the ground for us. We're going to be checking back in with you again next hour. Back here in the United States, there are divers who train over and over for rescues like this. An up-close look now at some of the extreme dangers from CNN's Gary Tuchman, who just spent some time with divers in a cave out west in Utah.
I walk in 40-degree water with two of the preeminent cave divers in the United States. Sergeant Wendell Knope is the trainer of the Utah Department of Public Safety dive team. Richard Lamb is a civilian who is part of the team. We're in northern Utah's Logan Canyon, at a cave system geographically similar to the cave in Thailand where the young boys and coach are trapped. And it's similar in other ways too.
This cave is flooded with snowmelt water. The cave in Thailand is flooded with monsoon water.
Both men begin their scuba voyage into the cave with our cameras to give us a look at the dangers and show us why you absolutely never do anything like this without cave diving certification. Just getting into this nearly half-mile-long cave system requires squeezing through a narrow tunnel, and this is not the narrowest tunnel they will face, in waters that go as deep as 90 feet.
Are you scared sometimes when you go in a cave like this?
I have at times been afraid when something unexpected happens.
Something unexpected includes equipment failure, changes in water depth, and falling rocks and boulders that could leave you trapped.
My greatest fear is running out of air before I make it out of the cave. The truth is, I've been stuck in this cave.
Stuck for about 6 minutes, Richard Lamb says. It crossed his mind that he was in serious trouble. He was rescued by Sergeant Knope. To become cave diver certified, one of the requirements is that you must be at least 18 years old, due to the difficulty and skill needed. which raises yet another concern for those boys in Thailand, some as young as 11, and several who can't swim.
In my perception, it's a last resort, but it is a viable means of providing them an escape route.
If it's the only resort.
If it's the only resort.
Officials in Thailand are pumping water out of the caves around the clock. A much better option, says this master diver.
I believe if the rain were to subside enough that the pumps could draw enough water out of the cave, that would be an optimal scenario.
This frigid, watery cave is so inherently dangerous that we've been told that more people have walked on the moon than have navigated through this.